Are you not feeling you? Do you suffer from a general malaise brought on by being connected to reality? Does smoking weed just make you feel normal now? Maybe it's time to try Tripitor. Tripitor comes from mushrooms, like the kind you pick off pizza, only better, because these mushrooms contain psilocybin. When taken on an empty stomach in a dark room, Tripitor goes right to work on the uptidium, the part of the brain that makes you wear clothes and hold a job. Mushrooms go right to the source of your depression by helping you realize that we're all the same organism, man. When the fire hydrant turns into a frog, that means it's working. Don't ask your doctor if mushrooms are right for you, just try them. Side effects may include becoming a wizard in a black light poster, petting a dog the wrong way, thinking your poetry rocks, tolerance of jam bands, being able to smell the color red, corduroy pants, running into traffic to escape a fire witch, insisting people call you the QAnon shaman, and a bad trip where Steven Seagal is doing it with your old lady and all you can do is watch because you're a tree. If you stare at your hand for more than 4 hours, call your doctor. Depression is a serious medical condition. Do not take mushrooms if you are a member of the Doors. Do not talk to the coyote. Do not operate heavy equipment as it has heavy right in the name. Do not look at the coyote. Do not take mushrooms when meeting your significant other's parents. Don't do anything with the coyote, okay? Psilocybin. Try it once and never stop talking about it.
TV10 Podcast Episode 0364. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are correct.
All right.
Yes, I'm glad we developed this in the green room. Excuse me. Not the green room, but the Zoom waiting session before coming to you live on the air.
In our AOL chat.
Oh, wait. Hold up. My modem's starting to die a bit. Let me... make sure there's no calls coming through at this point.
Yeah, get on top of that. You're paying by the minute, you know.
Oh, shoot. You're absolutely right. God damn it.
Remember that in the 90s where you paid for your internet by the minute, by the time you used it?
Oh, my favorite part was uploading AOL by disk.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Anyway, I'm Bill Frost. That's Tommy Milagro over there.
Hello.
And, we're recording early today because Tommy has a red carpet event for the Oscars to get to.
Oh, is that what I'm doing?
Well, that's what I just what I assumed.
God damn it! I knew I forgot something along the way. Well, okay, looks like I'm gonna have to be doing double duty on this thing.
No, fuck the Oscars. If you ever think that you just absolutely hate your job, just be thankful you're not some sort of Twitter monkey who has to drum up excitement over the Oscars that no one gives a shit about. If you work for some media outlet, I'm looking at Twitter right now, and all the media outlets I follow, they're all just saying, "Oh, it's so exciting," and no one gives a shit.
Which is a shame because these are great Oscar contenders, and they are woke as fuck. Even though the presiding board of the Academy Awards is white as white as Mayo.
Oh yeah. And speaking of white, we're drinking German beer, specifically from our fine sponsor, Bohemian Brewery, the Altbier, the Dusseldorfer.
Good Lord, that is just some advertising like you would never believe.
Oh yeah, it's a fine brew. Love it. Taking a break from the cerveza. Not to diss cerveza, but need something else.
Oh, yeah, as I'm watching on the Teddy Bear Nanny Cams, since I am still a premium Cubic Zirconia member of TV10 Podcast Streaming.
You're the one who's paying for that. Okay, cool.
Well, there's another person, but I can see that you have already knocked down one pallet.
Mm-hmm.
So
oh, yeah.
There's a little room left in the 12th basement. That's so great.
I'm doing what I can. Maybe I'll be getting out and maybe drinking a beer somewhere else besides the basement since I am fully vaxxed. And, I've hit the 2-week mark, and now I am bulletproof, invincible, all those things, and I'm just going to go out and lick a buffet.
Yeah, except if you're invincible, that would be a whole different story, because then you got to deal with Omni-Man, and, well, Omni-Man's a bit of a dick. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Yeah, that reminds me. I got to get caught up on this week's episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I have not yet got to this week's episode.
If you haven't read the comic, at this point, no, this is not a big spoiler. But for everybody else, yeah, shit gets dark.
Okay, there is one thing I found though. Got a kind of a busy week here for new shows. Most all of it is dropping next Sunday, but one I didn't catch last week that I'm glad I did. Better late than never. It's on Peacock and it stars Ed Helms, but don't turn that dial just yet.
Wait, what?
Rutherford Falls. It's from the people behind The Good Place and Parks and Rec. It's on. It's I think it's about maybe about 10 episodes. It's got kind of a Schitt's Creek feel to it. Ed Helms is a guy living in a small New Jersey town who's a little too obsessed with his family's heritage and influence over the town. You know, he maintains a museum, and there's a statue in the middle of town that is a traffic hazard, but he refuses to sign off on having it moved. And there's also a Native American reservation and casinos involved here, and his best friend is a Native American woman, and she's fucking hilarious. And her name is Jonna Schmieding. I'm not getting that name right at all. But anyway,
okay.
If you have the free Peacock, you can get the first 3 episodes, and then if you want to see the rest of it, you got to get up on one of those paid tiers, one of those premium deals. But
you gotta pay to watch?
Well, you probably already are to get your WWE, right?
Well, yeah, but that's for work, and it's not often that a person with an MBA can say they work for SlamWrestling.net.
Nope. Okay. Yeah, so
we're starting the drinking game early here, ladies and gentlemen.
I would recommend that one heartily. It's very funny, even though it has Ed Helms.
Why are you hating on Ed Helms?
I thought it was,
Ed Helms was fine.
I thought it was you the one who hated Ed Helms. Am I thinking of somebody else?
No, you're thinking of somebody else. I never hated on Ed Helms.
Yeah, there's some
He's no Rod Riggle or John Oliver.
There's some Ed Helms haters out there. Coming up on Wednesday, if you're not depressed enough, The Handmaid's Tale is back on Hulu on Wednesday.
Oh, God. Well, first of all, are we outside of the New Orange Order enough to thoroughly get into this, or nah?
It doesn't seem as much like everyday reality as it has over the last 4 years. But, yeah, so season 4 premieres on Wednesday, April 28th.
Okay.
And you get the first 3 of 10 episodes. And I know you've been thinking, hey, I don't have enough Justin Theroux in my life. He has a new series on Apple TV Plus, The Mosquito Coast, based on, the book.
And also the movie with Harrison Ford.
Yep. Playing a radical idealist who uproots his family and takes him to Mexico, and all of a sudden the government's after him. Also starring
it's a bit of a modern twist.
Melissa George is also in this. And here's Sunday, big night on Sunday, May 2nd. First of all, DC's Legends of Tomorrow returns for season 6.
Yay!
And Dominic Purcell, he's still there. I don't know if he's still bitching about the show or not. And this is a particular interest. Season 8 of Bar Rescue.
Wow.
Here's how they did it during these COVID times. Doink doink trademark. They did it entirely in Vegas, so they just did bars in Vegas.
Oh God.
Yeah. So they just stayed in one town, and this season they will hit their 200th episode of Bar Rescue.
So my only question on that is, because Dan Tapper tends to projectile. Expectorate, if you will.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a sneeze guard between him and anybody.
Fuck that, man. We need some military grade lead shielding for him.
Oh yeah, yep.
So,
or maybe he'll just be screaming through a mask. I don't know.
Which does bring up the second question. If he is wearing a mask, and God, hopefully he is,
how are we going to hear him scream?
Can we still hear him?
Maybe. I think he's loud enough. Yeah. Here's an interesting one on new series premiering on Sunday, May 2nd, The Story of Late Night. It's a documentary about all of the, going from Johnny Carson all the way through to Trevor Noah and Conan and Corden and Jimmy, all the Jimmies and everybody. Even included Amber Ruffin and Jesus and Mero.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm sure they didn't include Lily Singh. I'm the only one flying the flag for Lily Singh anymore, so that's fine.
Flying the Singh flag?
Yes, but this leads into season 6 of United Shades of America with W. Kamau Bell.
Yay!
What do you think what do you think the topic for the first episode is?
Wild
guess?
Well, let me just revisit it. The past 3 seasons. There has been 3 seasons, right?
Previous 5 seasons.
5 seasons?
Yeah, this is the season 6 premiere on Sunday.
Fuck it.
Yep.
God. Okay. In my defense, the genius juice has not taken hold. We have been in COVID times.
All right.
And it's
Cool.
a bit of time soup. Trademark.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say it's about Whitey.
Well, you're close. It's about the police.
So, like I said, Whitey.
Yeah.
Why are we adding asterisks?
Not Sting's band, but the cops.
Even worse.
Yep. So you'll and of course in closing out the week in new shows, season 3 and final season of Pose on FX and also Hulu.
Okay.
So you get your drag on there. They've moved out of the 80s. Now we're into the 90s.
Ugh. Fine.
Yeah, I don't.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm not immersed in it, so I don't remember if the 90s were a good or bad time for a drag culture. But here it is.
I'm trying to remember. Yes, because I am an expert on all things LGBTQ and drag.
That's why I brought it up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to say it started a spark, only because RuPaul started to make... RuPaul was starting to make... damn it, this is where my pronouns are going to fail me at this point. RuPaul became known.
Yes.
Is what it boils down to.
Yeah. So drag is very much a thing in Salt Lake City. I swear to God, I get an email from a local promoter like every day. More drag shows. So
you're lousy with drag shows.
Oh yeah, I'm lousy with drag shows. Write that down.
It's right there between flying the Sing flag and now lousy with drag shows.
Yep.
Okay. This is how we develop this show, ladies and gentlemen, on the fly.
On the absolute fucking fly here. And, and also the finale of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier happened on Friday.
Yep.
And how did you did you watch it, first of all, and how did you feel about the ending there?
Watched it, enjoyed all 6 episodes of it, loved it. And I think, without spoiling, Anthony Mackie is perfect. That's it.
Yep.
That's all I can say on
By the
subject.
way, Anthony Mackie has I don't know how many movies out now, but dude was busy at some point, either during the COVIDs or before the COVIDs. Dude's got a lot of movies out. And in addition to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And we had a happy-ish ending, but once again, Rebecca Frost over there at the other podcast has been proven right that Sharon Carter is the worst.
Without spoiling.
Just saying, she seemed to have some glimmer of redemption throughout the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but psych, not happening.
I will say time's going to tell on that one. Time will only tell on that. And here's the other thing I'm predicting at this point. I think we're going to see Steve Rogers.
You think?
Because
okay.
Well, okay. Here's my reasoning on the subject. Now, Chris Evans, guy who played Captain America, Steve Rogers, nowhere to be seen in Falcon and Winter Soldier, except in passing,
right,
or by name mention.
Right.
Here's the phrase everyone says: "Steve's gone now. Steve is gone. Steve's on the moon."
I thought
nowhere do you...
I thought Captain
nowhere do
America
you
was
hear-
on the moon. What?
Yeah. But nowhere do you hear Steve is dead.
Nope.
Or Steve's dead, Steve died.
Right.
Or Steve has passed away.
Right.
Now, he's old. When we saw him in Avengers Endgame, we never saw his fate after Avengers Game, did we?
Right, yeah.
So, because of Marvel, because they won't kill off the original character anytime soon, and don't at me with Tony Stark, all right? I'm just going to tell on that one.
Yep.
I say it's going to be left just a crack. So,
Okay.
time's going to tell.
And also another bit of news here. I don't know if we mentioned this before because all these episodes blur together. And, when we blast out this information to our ever-dwindling audience, the Cinemax's Warrior has been renewed for a third season. We might have put it out on the Twitter, but I don't know if we talked about it on the show. It seemed unlikely because not a lot of people knew about it. But now that it is on HBO Max and moved out of the obscurity cave of Cinemax, someone's going to see it. And so the third season, the first two seasons are already there. The third season will premiere on HBO Max whenever the hell they get it done.
Yeah. I think that's great, and I think this really continues on the legacy of Bruce Lee, and definitely Shannon Lee, the daughter, and basically the curator of Bruce Lee's legacy, has got to be absolutely thrilled by this.
It is.
And
It is action-packed.
Now, here's my only concern about that at this point, because, number one, just follow with me on this.
Sure.
For once, follow with me on this, because I'm actually somewhat lucid on this.
All right.
Now, there's been a lot of issues out in the media, the real world, involving Stop Asian Hate. Great. But now this is calling for, which is also great, a lot more cinema and featuring Asian American actors or Asian actors. So I'm talking on Disney Plus, Raya, and then there's also Warriors we're now talking about. And now, recently, going back to Marvel, Shang-Chi has been announced.
Yeah.
So my only concern about this, which is great, is this going to leave Warrior in the dust to survive a fourth season?
I think now that it's on HBO Max, it's got a better chance of surviving. Because HBO Max is killing it as far as new subscribers. I think in business terminology here, Q1 was kind of a record-breaking quarter for HBO Max as far as new subscribers. Meanwhile, Netflix kind of bottomed out. Not that they're hurting for money or anything. Netflix is on the bottom. HBO Max is on the top. That's where it sits. And Quibi still dead.
Which is how it should be.
Yeah.
Nobody resurrect that motherfucker.
Yeah, and speaking of bad ideas, Elon Musk is going to host SNL on May 8th.
Thank you. I was going to ask you about this.
I don't understand it.
What the fuck?
I don't understand it either. But I am reading this headline on the AV Club about it. The headline reads, "You're fucking killing us, SNL."
Now, here's
one.
the other thing. Apparently, and I saw the same story too on the Daily Mail. It also said that the musical guest was Miley Cyrus.
Yes,
and,
not Grimes.
And what's that?
Not Grimes.
No. So let's see, Miley. Here's my question here, because somebody posted on Twitter apparently and said, "Hey, Miley Cyrus, can you do double duty?"
I think she's done it before.
I know, but here's the thing: I'm actually wanting that. Notice the difference?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see Elon Musk crash and burn. It's going to be hilarious.
You just want to see an epic fail, is that
for
it?
all the wrong reasons? It's going to be hilarious.
Now that you say it that way, yeah, I think I'm going to watch that as well. That sounds fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, I mean, and how do we segue Elon Musk into wrestling? Is there a way?
Give me a second here. Because Elon Musk was, not too long ago, did a cameo in Machete Kills, which featured Mel Gibson as Voss, who wore a Mexican luchador mask.
Okay,
that's how you segue.
There's a reach. Okay, then. It's sports, so tell me Milagro. Go, team.
From the sports desk of the TV Tab podcast, and with the music blaring in the background, we deliver to you the sport of professional wrestling. Oh my God, it is going to be biographic-tastic here, maybe. So, let's start off with A&E biography. So last week was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give it actually give it more of a heck, maybe why not.
Heck, maybe why not.
Because honestly, from Greg Oliver at SlamWrestling.net, who reviewed that, and my editor, he was not impressed. Basically, it's the stories that have been told over and over, and nothing new, nothing groundbreaking, with the exception that Steve Austin did say that, he never won Father of the Year when it came to his daughters. But was there any mention of it? No. He just sort of said it and moved on from there.
But how would would it be at least somewhat entertaining for someone who knows nothing about Stone Cold Steve Austin?
And that's kind of the point there, is that if you're a diehard fan that's looking for anything more extra, the only way you'll probably do that would be if you watched Vice's Dark Side of the Ring.
Yep.
Segue.
Yep.
But as far as any fans that are just kind of, not hardcore, but, just wanting a glance at the yesteryear's sports entertainers, yeah, this might be perfect for you. So have fun. Which actually brings up that as we are recording live on air, I'll be reviewing A&E biographies subject Rowdy Roddy Piper. So
yeah,
I better get some mentions about not just They Live and Hell Comes to Frogtown, but they motherfucking better mention Portal to Hell.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I'm asking.
All right. And
which, by the way, it's on YouTube.
Cool. And so you'll be reviewing that for SlamWrestling.net, right?
Yes, I'll be reviewing in real time.
What about next week's with Macho Man Randy Savage?
Ooh, yeah, that's right. That's all I'm going to be doing is reviewing it because the cream rises to the top. Dig it! Anyway. God, that's hard on the vocal cords. But let's talk about Vice for a second here.
All right.
So, two big things coming up here. Number one, Vice TV on May 6th is going to be premiering Dark Side of the Ring. So there's going to be a lot of great stories to tell.
This would be like this is the third season, right?
This is the third season, yeah. And just when I thought, there isn't anything interesting to tell, no. There are some interesting things to tell. The one that really caught my notice was Jon Moxley of AEW recounting the story about the ultra-violence that is Nick Gage. And apparently it involved him in a match where Nick Gage used a pizza cutter on him. Not just a
pizza cutter. Okay.
Oh, and apparently, according to Moxley, he took said pizza cutter into Moxley's mouth and whoosh. So,
okay.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck. If ever you think, oh, they're not done, so they're done surprising us. Nope.
All right.
So that's the big news right there. Along with this news coming out of Major League Wrestling that I recap at SlamWrestling.net, but thankfully I'm humble about it with my NBA.
Yeah, I think I know what you're going to announce here.
What am I announcing, sir?
Go ahead. I want to see if it's what I read about.
Well, it's a big few somethings. Major League Wrestling is coming to Vice TV.
That's the one.
They announced via the Twitter.
That's the one I saw.
Yep. Now, on their announcement, it said coming in spring, yay.
Yep.
But on MLW Fusion, we got to talk with the Alicia Atut, the interview queen, got to interview MLW owner Court Bauer. And not only did he talk about partnering with Vice, among the other streaming services like YouTube, DAZN, and so forth. The Vice deal will be premiering in May. No specific date yet. But he also mentioned that there's going to be some upcoming events, including Myron Reed and Leo Rush for the MLW Middleweight title rematch, which is happening on May. Let me go to the calendar here. May 5th. That's a Wednesday here, folks. That should be a great one. I would highly recommend going to MLW's website on Fusion to see the past episodes. Also, Court Bauer announced that MLW is coming back with crowds on July 10th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it will be held at the old ECW Arena. And from what I've been able to see on Instagram, from the photos at Major League Wrestling, apparently they are prepared to, actually take care of the fans. There will be hand sanitizers, it said. There will be UV lights. There will be, they've replaced the vents so that they're HEPC formatted. And it's going to be, now right now, in Philadelphia, they can allow 25% capacity, but by that time in July 10th, they will allow 35% capacity.
All right. Well, I have something here from one of my TV sources that Major League...
Hold on a second. Breaking news from the Sports Center.
Yeah. Major League Wrestling Fusion on Vice will premiere on Saturday, May 1st, with Marshall Von Erich versus MJF. Any idea what an MJF is?
An old episode because that must be when MJF used to be with Major League Wrestling before he moved on to AEW.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting to see.
And the second episode on May 8th, Jacob Fatu versus Brian Pillman Jr.
Jacob Fatu, the current MLW heavyweight champion, as part of Contra Unit. Hey-o! Contra!
Yeah, and the following Saturday, Tom Lawler versus Ross Von Erich, and on May 22nd, Los Parks versus the Contra Unit, and that's all the listings I have so far.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's good that they've announced that. You'll want to forward that over to the sports desk here. We're going to need to get these updates here. Apparently, the Mojo Wire is on the fritz again. You evil bastard! Before I channel too much of the good doctor here for a second, just one more thing to bring up here, and finally this. As we mentioned last week, WWE let go a lot of their WWE superstars. Among the names, Samoa Joe and Mickie James. The wife of Nick Aldis. Correction. This will be the second to last story.
Okay.
Mickie James went on the Twitter and showed a picture of a trash bag, which apparently she dubbed, this was the parting gift from WWE. So apparently they sent her ring gear back in a trash bag.
Ah, not cool.
Which immediately after it was posted, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon went on the Twitters to say said person had been fired from the WWE, and Stephanie apologizing for the, as we at TV 10 podcast and the sports desk term, douche nozzlery.
Yeah.
That is Matt Corona, who's been featured on many a reality show. To which Mickie James replied back, again, via Twitter, because that's how you settle things.
Yeah, of course.
I would like to address this one last time, then we can all move on. I have so many amazing things on the horizon. The last thing I desire is to have any of God, this is typed in terribly. The last thing I desire it to have any of that tainted with ugliness and negativity. I take zero pride or joy in the fact that someone would lose their job ever, especially someone I considered a friend. I am confident that Vince and the McMahons had no idea that this is how we were sent packing. It hurt a fragile me much more 10 years ago when my belongings arrived on my doorstep because WWE was my everything. I've grown as a woman, and a person as much as we all have in this business. I am stronger today than I have ever been and smart enough to know that it wasn't a deliberate attack on me. However, the symbolism cannot be denied. I am sorry that a thoughtless and tone-deaf act would cost anyone their job, but I am not sorry that I have the courage to ensure it will never happen to anyone else moving forward. So, if that's my final mark in this company moving forward, I am okay with that. When I first started in this business, one of the best pieces of advice I received was, just leave the business better than you found it, kid.
Okay.
So, little heartwarming right there, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. Well
Which
played.
finally this... Oh, sorry, what?
Well played.
Yes. Which finally this. The NWA, as announced via Fight TV on Twitter, presents When Our Shadows Fall live on pay-per-view June 6th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is their second live pay-per-view back since the COVID.
Okay.
And you're going to see stars, it says here, like Nick Aldis, Mickey James's husband, Chris Adonis, Serena Deeb, the current NWA Women's Champion, Aaron Stevens, J.R. Kratos, the current NWA Tag Team Champions, Dop Hope, the NWA Television Champion, if you know what you're seeing here, Daddy, and Camille, and much, much more. So no matter what you see out in the world, know that you will get goodness in it if you prefer such advice, because it's sports.
It's sports. It's Tommy Milagro. Go team.
Yeah, we're
Sports.
Gonna wrap it up here with what to recommend people watch harder. I got a couple here. One of them we mentioned last week. Want to keep on mentioning until you pay attention. A Black Lady sketch show on HBO and HBO Max. Second season premiered Friday. Fucking brilliant. Robin Thede is just fantastic, and so is the cast, and very funny as hell. Also want to recommend, we haven't talked about it much, but premiered a couple weeks ago, Chad from Nasim Pedrad on TBS, where she plays a teenage boy. Fucking hilarious.
Oh, it is cringe comedy like nothing you've ever seen before.
I love it.
Oh, Ricky Gervais is seething that he didn't think of this sooner.
And also want to encourage you to look up, I don't think you need to watch the whole show, but you can YouTube some of the bits. Melissa Villasenor hosting the Spirit Independent Film Awards. She did a great job with what she could, basically just being remote. But she did open the show with a pretty impressive bit where she's doing a Zoom call with, with her playing John Mulaney and Sarah Silverman and why am I blanking on her name? The from Saturday Night Live.
Not Maya Rudolph.
Not Maya Rudolph. No.
Kate McKinnon?
Yes. So it's basically she's playing those three characters and herself in a 4-way Zoom call, and it's pretty damn funny.
Yes. And for that, I have to ask, Lorne Michaels, why aren't you using them? Why aren't you using your Latina peeps more?
Yeah, she also did a very spot-on Kristen Wiig impersonation sometime during the show as well. But they didn't all work. She tried to do an Owen Wilson and just no. I think even Melissa Villasenor has some limits, and I think leave Owen Wilson alone. It was not good.
Right, only Owen Wilson can do Owen Wilson. And Owen Wilson can't even do Owen Wilson.
Every once in a while, Seth Meyers will do an Owen Wilson impersonation. It's pretty spot on. He'll do a dialogue between Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. It's pretty good. Yeah. Anything you want to recommend to the people to watch harder?
Oh, yeah. Easy. Mayans.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Damn.
shit is getting real.
Damn.
And I'm going to also add that lately, this third season, some of the characters that have died off had some Sons of Anarchy ties. So I bring it up just because Kurt Sutter is really no longer the showrunner anymore.
Nope. He's just got his name on it, but he's not involved in anything really anymore.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, symbolic much?
We'll just kill off all the SOA characters.
Yeah. And then let's see. Also, well, we already talked about Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's great. One other thing I'm gonna definitely recommend you watch as soon as once it drops on April 30th. It's a movie, but it's still cool. Michael B. Jordan, Tom Clancy's Without Remorse.
Huh. Okay.
So you missed that on your Bill's Movie Corner?
Yeah. Well, it hasn't premiered yet, so.
But your Bill's Movie Corner, that should be in your feed right now.
I couldn't give a fuck about Tom Clancy.
All right. Well, I don't care about Tom Clancy either, but Michael B. fucking Jordan.
That is true.
I'm
yeah.
Down for Killmonger.
That sweetens the deal for sure.
Is this your king? Is this your king? But, yeah, those are some great things. Oh, yeah, and Invincible just fucking rocks.
Yes.
Yes.
I got to get caught up on this
folks.
week. All right, cool. We want to thank our sponsor, Bohemian Brewery, for the alt beer, and as well as our other sponsors.
Well, as we get past the pallets and pallets of beer at TV Tan Studios, we'd like to thank Sugar House Distillery, Outlaw Distillery. Oh, and a quick shout-out to our good man, Blake Bulletproof Troop. I'm glad you enjoyed the Outlaw Distillery. I'm very sorry that the Outlaw hurt you like it did. Kind of. Also, I'm going to try to get him on next time. Also, we would like to thank Ogden's Own Distillery, the fine purveyors of my book editor, Jamie Jamie's favorite vodka, Five Wives. Also, Madame Patarini Gin, the Porter's Fire, and, of course, the Porter's Rye Whiskey. Then there's the Porter's Peanut Butter Whiskey. And let's not forget their wonderful cans, the Moscow Mule in a can, the vodka and soda, and, and don't forget the Underground. Is there anything else that we forgot, Steve? Is there anything else we haven't drunk yet? It's not our fault. We're trying to get through the pallets of beer first.
Man, they're just too diversified up there at Ogden's Own.
No, they're not diversified enough. Which reminds me, La Chai Girl, Chola Furiosa, if you're listening to us streaming, we need you to make a run on the Fury Road to Mr. Conlon's road, home of Den of Iniquity.
That's what I got to do. I got to get up there and check out that new distillery. Now that no disease can get to me.
Because that's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how. Well, actually, we better not do that because the next thing you know, Florida is going to get all up in our grill. So let's not do that here.
12th wave.
We're responsible.
Yep. All right. Is that good enough? Can we I
think that does it.
Put a nail in this sucker? All right. Cool. All right. Good night, America.
And please, jiggle that handle. It's time to fly.